You have to tell me what you think about them.
Okay. I'll take a quick bite.
Welcome to Afternoon Tea at Pantry Hill. Join us over a cup or two as we work together to create home.
Step by step, down the path we made.
This woman told me that she signed up for the blueberry pie workshop because her grandfather loved blueberry pies. This was an older woman, so obviously her grandfather had been gone for a while.
Right.
Basically, she wanted to learn how to make them because that was her grandfather's favorite pie, so that was why she signed up for that. So, like, people have these reasons.
Yeah.
It was just surprising that like, people were using my pie workshops. They were coming here as a way to celebrate something else in their lives. And so I had a mother-daughter come. And the daughter, for her mother's birthday, booked her one of my pie workshops and didn't tell her until they were pulling into the driveway. So they came from Massachusetts, right? And they thought that they were just, you know, she thought she was just on kind of like a day trip from Massachusetts and she drove her here.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, and the mom was like, so when she walked in, she was so shocked and so excited. And so that is fuel for me to like, you know, we've tapped into something kind of emotional, deeper than the visual, you know, Instagram side of things.
Yeah. No, a pie as well is such a like homely, I feel like it's a sort of thing, there is always kind of a story with it, like it makes you think of a grandparent or it's something that you made with your mum when you were a child.
Or a season.
There's this kind of like link, right?
Yeah, people connect with like apple pie because apple pie is, you know, apple pie is their favorite. It's in the fall. There's so much nostalgia just around pie in general.
Yeah.
That I think... Yeah, it's been a really special experience.
To me, pie is like, it's like Americana.
Yeah, I should have made a pie. I'm over here making scones because I'm like, Beth's coming all the way from England. I'm going to make my great-grandmother's scones. And I really should have made a pie. My great-grandmother's scones are good too, but Eric always makes fun of them. He's like, these are not scones. These are... What? Yeah, he says they're muffins. He's like, this is more of a muffin than a scone.
Oh, no.
It's not like...
A muffin is like what you have for breakfast, right?
I think so, too. But...
No, they look like... They look like scones.
But they're, like... I think of, like, a traditional English scone is actually kind of a mix between this and, like, an American biscuit.
What you call a biscuit.
Right?
Right, which sometimes you have with gravy.
Yes. Yeah.
Which... What?
Yeah, because it's not served as something sweet. It's usually served as something savory. Yeah. So I guess those are kind of a blend between between the two. But they've been in my family for several generations and everyone loves them.
There we go.
So I made them.
I'm excited to try.
And we have some of the raspberry preserves from our garden.
Oh, these are all made in your garden.
The preserves are, yeah. We do raspberry, strawberry, blueberry, and peach, which we grow all of those here. Some of the plants are too young, so we use like local farms. But
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So sometimes at the year it must be like all systems go on the stove with all of your preserves.
Summertime is very busy. Yeah, like because it goes right from like strawberry season, blueberry season, raspberry season, and they're all kind of. But I have figured out that we can freeze some of it and do it a little bit later in the season. So I did that with some of the raspberries this year, and.
Oh, this does look great.
But also with the pie workshops, you know, we kind of mix in the, like, not only am I making batches of jam to last us through the winter, but I'm also trying to make enough pie filling with the raspberries for my pie workshops. So everybody gets to take home their own kind of homemade, you know, like their own little pie.
Is the filling similar?
Very similar.
To like a jam.
Yeah, it actually is really similar. Yeah. But just other than we use, I use an all-natural pectin in this, which I don't put in my pies.
So the pie is more runny, I guess. Mm-hmm. It doesn't set.
A little bit. Mm-hmm. But I found with raspberry pie, the key to not making it like a super runny, messy pie is to boil the berries. Like sometimes people just throw it in the pie and they bake it, and it gets really runny.
I've done that, and then the bottom gets like kind of
soggy, right? So you boil the filling first. Let it fully cool. Like I put a little flour in it to thicken it up. You let it fully cool. Yeah. And then you put it in the pie and you bake it again.
Aha.
And it makes it more of like kind of like the jelly.
Yeah. That kind of glossy sort of filling versus like liquidy wet.
Exactly. Yeah.
The bottom of your pastry is
which
all
I've
soggy.
done before too. Okay. Yes. And sometimes I've skipped the part where I haven't let it like set and cool,
Yeah.
and it still is too runny. But I like to do beautiful like designs on the top of my pies, so I need the filling to hold up so that when I'm playing with the design on the top of the pie,
With the pastry,
it's not making a mess.
Yeah, sure. And at that point, the filling is totally cool.
Yes, when I put it in there, and yes,
Okay.
and then I put it in and I bake it again.
Do you blind bake the pastry bottom?
I don't. No.
Oh, right.
So that's something I think is really special about my great grandmother's recipe.
And that also is why it's really important that the filling is set.
Because when
that
it
would
goes
just
in,
become
that's it.
like a nightmare.
Exactly.
Ah.
Yeah.
And you do it in a metal case? No, not necessarily, because
No.
the nickel is Moss.
I was using the Nicholas Moss dishes. Yeah, I usually use like a stone, some kind of stoneware.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, and the bottom doesn't. It cooks.
No, yeah, it cooks beautifully. I don't know, it's got to be the recipe, which has obviously
Hasn't failed.
it
Hasn't failed the
us,
family.
Yeah, and I call it like a no-fail pie crust because it really is so easy, and I think people show up and they're intimidated by
Yeah.
pie crust. And then they leave and they're like, that was not nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Nice.
Which is exactly what I want, you know? And you know what I love about the pie workshops is I've gotten so many messages from people who have attended them from all over the country
Yeah.
who at Thanksgiving will send me a message saying,
Oh.
we made your grandmother's pie
Yeah.
and it's on our Thanksgiving table. Like in different states, you know? Like being shared with all different, like I think that's so cool.
Like somewhere in Texas, someone's gathered around the Thanksgiving
Yeah.
table and they're talking
Having-
about this pie.
Having Bunny's pie crust. That was her name. I think that's so cute.
Yeah, that's so
right?
sweet.
I want to take a bite of this. You have to tell me what you think about them.
Okay. I'll take a quick bite. My surname is Gregg.
Gregg.
Like the first
Okay.
name. They're amazing.
They're very orangey.
Mmm.
All right, what do you think?
The orange is really good.
The
I didn't
orange is
expect
good.
it.
It's not a traditional English scone.
The orange isn't, but the
You think
texture
consistency
is. Yeah, very much so. It has
Okay.
this like really nice like crust on the outside
Okay.
and it's fluffy inside.
See, Eric?
And I feel like you get raisins and stuff in an English scone sometimes. So I feel like
So
the
this
orange
one-
peel isn't.
This one actually calls for craisins. For like the cranberry raisins. That I left out. Only because I didn't have them. So. But I figured the orange was really good.
Yeah, that's a really good scone.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's really good. It's also the right amount of sweetness and a little bit salty. That like, is it salted butter or a little
bit of-
pinch
yeah.
of salt? It makes you want more. I think
It
salt
does.
in like a biscuit is always so good.
And salt. I love salt with like anything. Like jam or yeah, it's really good. All right. So that's the final consensus. Eric he always references the there's this episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David, and he like opens his own cafe because he thinks that their scones are too much like muffins. So every time he tries these, he's like, they're like muffins. Meh. Anyway.
Just to tease you. Yeah, this and the tea. Wow.
Oh, they're so good. Okay, I should probably introduce you. Thank you for joining us for afternoon tea. We hope you'll take some time to enjoy your home this week. If you'd like exclusive content from this episode, be sure to subscribe to my Substack.